Hello guys and welcome to today's vlog. So today I'm going to show you how to make a simple portfolio using HTML and CSS only. So right here I have two images and two files. So let us start coding the HTML part. So let me create first the syntax of HTML using the exclamation mark. Then on our title, I'm going to change the title to be netby. And we are going to link our HTML with our CSS. So I'm going to link the HTML with CSS. So that is style.css. Now after linking our HTML with CSS, I'm going to create here a div with a class main, and right here I'm going to create a navbar, and this navbar will contain the logo. I'm going to give it under h2, then a class will be labeled as logo, and right here I'm going to give it as netpy. Then next I'm going to create another list, and inside here I'm going to give the list with the angle tags. So let me copy paste this several times, like 4 times. So right here I'm going to write as home, then next I'm going to give it as about, and then I'm going to give it as services. Sorry for the spelling, services. And lastly I'm going to give as contact us. So after this, after nav, right after the another list, I'm going also to give another angle tag with the class btn, and right here I'm going to give it as subscribe to our newsletter, that is subscribe. So let me run this. So as you can see, we have our page right here, and the netpy, and also the another list, and the subscribe button. So what I want to do next, I want to now to give the general style of our web page. So let us move to the style.css, and I'm going to give the general styling of our web page, and I'm going to give it a margin of 0, and also a padding of 0. Then a box sizing, I'm also going to give it as border box. And next I'm going to give the text decoration to be none unless otherwise, and also the list style you also none. So let us save this and refresh our page. So if we refresh our page, as you can see the difference, we don't have the margins, and also the padding also is 0. The list style and also the text decoration is also none. So let us now move to our div, that is the main div. Let us now work on that is dot main. Right here I'm going to give the background, and I'm going to give it as image1. So background to be URL, and it will be under 1.png, and the height I'm going to give it as 100 vh, and the width as 100%. So let me save this and refresh our page. So as you can see, we have here our background image, but also I want to resize this image for it to be more visible and better. So I'm going to give it a background position to be center, and next I'm going to give the background size to be cover. So Let me save this and refresh. So as you can see now, our background image is now good. So now let us move to the nav. So let me clear this. Let me now move to the nav. So our nav, we are going to display, I'm going to display it as flex. So, and also I'm going to align items at sender. And also I'm going to justify content to be also sender. So let me refresh this. Justify content, it will be, should be space between, sorry, space between. So let me set this and refresh it. So as you can see, right here we have this logo right here, and also the our another list and subscribe button at far end. So also right here I'm going to give the padding. I'm going to give it as my padding top. Padding top, I'm going to give it as 45 pixel. So 45 pixel. And padding right and left, I'm going to give it as 8%. Also padding right, I'm going to give it as 8%. So let me refresh this. So there we have our navbar. Next, we are going to work now on our logo, that is nav.logo. We're going to give it a color of, let me give it crimson. And next I'm also going to give the font weight to be 700 and font size to be 35 pixel. And lastly, I guess that is all for our, also I'm going to give it as cursor pointer. That is it for our logo. So let me refresh it. So as you can see, our NetPy has now, we have changed the font size, font weight, and also the color. Let us now work on our noded list. So next we are going to work on our noded list, and right here I'm going to start with now then the list, then display, it will be inline block. I'm going to use inline block. So let me refresh it so that for you can see what I'm doing. So as you can see, we have changes on our noded list. And next also I'm going to work on our padding to be 10 pixel and 25 pixel. Sorry, 25 pixel. So let me save it and refresh. So that is it. Next I'm going to change its color. So let me change the color to be white. So I'm going to give the color to be white, and I'm going also to give our font size to be, let's say 30 pixel, and font weight to be bold. So that is it for our noded list. So this font rate is now very large, so let us reduce to something like 20 pixel. So let me refresh it. So that's better. So let us move now to the angle tag. nav li, another list, then the list, then the angle tag, and right here I'm going to give it a color of white. So let me refresh it, save it, and refresh our web page. So there we go, we have the white color. And also we want to, when we hover our mouse, we change now the color to be crimson, that is li angle tag. Then on over effect, we are going to change the color to be crimson. So on over, we want the color to be crimson. So let us save it and refresh our page, then we see what will happen. So let us move our cursor. So as you can see right there, the the color is changing from white to crimson. So let us now work on our angle tag, the subscribe button. So we gave it the class btn. So right here we have .btn, and right here I'm going to give it the color, background color of crimson, and I'm going to give it a padding of 10 pixel and also 25 pixel. Then the border radius, I'm going to give it as 30 pixel, and also the border, I'm going to give it 2 pixel transparent, solid transparent, sorry. I want it to be solid but transparent. So, and next I'm going to give it color white. So let me save this and refresh our web page. So let me refresh. So as you can see, we have our btn right there, which is good. So far we are doing good. So let us also give it the transition. The transition, I'm going to transform it. I'm going to transform it. So I guess that is it. Next, when we hover over our button, .btn, so whenever we hover, I'm also going to give it a transition, then to be scale. So whenever we hover over our button, that is btn, whenever we hover over our button, I'm going to give it a scale. Whenever we hover over a button, that is .btn, then whenever we hover, I'm going to transform it with a scale, of 0.4 seconds or 1.2. So let me save this and then refresh this. So let me over this one. So as you can see, we are transforming it with a scale of 1.2. So next we are going to work out with our home page now. Then next we'll work out on our about page, then service page, and lastly contact us page. So let us now move to our home page. So right here after our nav, we are going now to create another div, and I'm going to give it as, I'm going to give that division name a class of home. So right here, and I'm going to give it h4. H4 right here, I'm going to say hello, we are. Then after this, I'm going to give here h1, and right here I'm going to say we are netpy. Then our h3 right here, and I'm going to give it as we are web developers. Yes, and also we are also data scientists. In case you want to analyze your data, you can contact us. So, and next here, I'm going to create another div with the class, let's say newsletter. And right here, I'm going to give a form. And in this form, I'm going to have our first input to be email. Input, I'm going to type here to be email, the type to be email. Then our placeholder to be enter your email. So after this, then next I'm going to also give another input to be now submit, the type to be submit, and our value will be submit is equal to submit. So let me save this and refresh our web page and see. So we have it right here. Let me do this. So we have it right here. So let us now work on this. Let us now style this. Now let us move to our CSS. And right here I'm going to start with dot home. And dot home, I'm going to give it a position of absolute, and I want it to move from the top by 50%. So I'm going to say top 50%, and left I'm going to give it a margin of 8%. So let me save it and refresh it so that you can see what I'm doing. So I have it right here. So it's right here. So next, what I'm going to do, I'm going to transform it on the y-axis, that is to transform, and I'm going to translate the y-axis to be by negative 50%. So let me save this and see. So we have it right here. So next, what I'm going to do, I'm going now to deal with our h1. So let me go to our .newsletter, not .newsletter but .home, h1, and right here I'm going to give it a font size of 70 pixel, and also I'm going to give it a color of white, color to be white, and also I'm going to give it a margin from top, let me margin from top to be 10 pixel, and left and right to be 20 pixel. So that is it. Let me save it and see. So yes, we have it right here as netpy. And next, what I'm going to do, I'm going now to deal with our h3, that is we are web developers. So right here, .home h3, I'm going to give it a color of white, color to be white, and font weight I'm going to give it as bold, and the font size I'm going to give it as 40 pixel. So let me save it and refresh our page. So we have it right here. Let me try the color crimson and see if it will be visible. So I guess that is cool. Next, I'm going to now deal with our h4 and our h4. So that is dot home h4, and right here I'm going to give it a color of white, color to be white. And next also I'm going to give it a font size of 25 pixel, and it should be under font weight of bold. Font weight I'm going to give it as bold. So let me save this and refresh our web page so that you can see what I'm doing. So we have it right here. So as you can see, hello, we are NetPy, then we are web developers. So let us now move to this newsletter. So this let us give it a margin from bottom to be 20 pixel. So this one right here, this I want it to, the margin from bottom I want it to be 20 pixel. So that is h3. I want it, the margin from bottom to be 20 pixel. So margin bottom to be 20 pixel. So for it to look great. So let me refresh it. So as you can see right here we have it, sorry, right here the margin from bottom I've given it 20 pixel, the space between our newsletter and this item right there. So let us now design this form right here. So let us now move to our HTML. So we have this form right here under this division, under this div, which is now our newsletter. So right here we have this form which we want now us to design it. So let us now first design our form. So dot form dot newsletter is under newsletter, this newsletter dot form, sorry, not dot form but form. Right here I'm going to give it a width of 100, not 100 but 380 pixel, and also I'm going to give it a maximum width of 100%, and also I'm going to give it a position to be relative, So that is it for form. So let us now move to our input. So under this form we have two input. So this first input right here, this is referred to as our first child, and this second input we refer it to as our last child. So let us now style this first child, this input which is referred to as our first child. So dot newsletter, now dot form, not dot form, don't know why I'm keeping making this mistake, but form, then under input, and we are designing the first child, so first child. So right here I'm going to give it a width of 100%. So this will take our this width here, which is 380 pixel. So this width to be 100%, and also I'm going to give it a padding of from the top I want it to be 14 pixel. Then from our right I want it to be 130 pixel. Then from bottom I want it to be 14 pixel, and from our right side I want it to be 15 pixel. So let me refresh this and see. So after refreshing, as you can see, we have it right here. Let us now give it a border radius and also the border. So border radius I'm going to give it a 30 pixel, and our border I'm going to give it 2 pixel solid. Let me give it crimson. Then next I'm going to give it a display to be inline block display. I'm going to give it as inline block. Then after giving it a display, Also, I'm going to give it the outline. I wanted the outline to be none. Outline to be none. So let me save this and refresh our web page. So we have designed this first input right here. So as you can see, you can type here, enter your email. So next, I want to now to design this right here, the submit button. I want it to be right after. Let me give it the position to be absolute, so that it can be in one line with our first input. So dot newsletter, then our form, then input. But now we are designing our last child, so that is our last child, and the position I want it to be absolute, so for it to be on the same line with our first child. So let me refresh it. So as you can see, the submit button I've moved from down here to up here. So let me now start designing it. So I want it from the top, I want it to be 4 pixel. Then from right, I want it to move by 6 pixel. So let me refresh our web page, then you see what I'm doing. So as you can see, it is right here. Also, I'm going to give it a padding. I'm going to give it of 10 pixel from top and left and right. I'm going to give it as 30 pixel. Then outline, I'm going to give it as none. Then display, I'm going to give it as inline block. And next, I'm also going to give it a background color. I'm going to give it as crimson. And I'm also going to give now the border radius to be 30% and 30 pixel. And lastly, I'm going to give it now the border to be transparent, 2 pixel solid transparent. Not the border radius, but a border right here, 2 pixel solid transparent. So let me refresh our web page. So as you can see what I'm doing, so we have our submit button right here, and also we have designed our form, and now it's looking great. So what I'm going to do next, I'm going to start designing our about section. So we have done with our home page. So we are going to our about page, then service page, then contact us page. So let us now move to our about page. So let me move back to our HTML. So right here under this division, our home division, we are going to create another div, and this div I'm going to give it a class. Sorry, I'm going to create a section, and this section I'm going to give it a class home, not home but about. So let me create here about. So under this section, I'm going to create another div with the name about content. So after now creating this about content, right here I'm going to insert our image 2. So here it is 2.jpg, and next I'm going to create another now where our text will be line, that is another div, that is will be about, then text. And right here I'm going to give h2 for our title 2, and right here I'm going to write about us. If it is you only, you can create here about me. Then next I'm going to create h5 or h4, and right here I'm going to create I'm going to text now our about us. So we are web developers. Let me type developers, and also we are also, sorry for the spelling, and right here, and also we are data scientist. So after this, I'm going to create now a paragraph, and I have something. Let me just copy paste it. So let me do this. So this is something small about us, but this is not the real paragraph for our services or about us. This is just something that I've copied somewhere and just paste it here. So let me now create another button here. So right here, I'm going to create a button. I'm going to create a button, and this button, I'm going to give it a class of bttn, and right here I'm going to say read more. So let me save this and refresh our web page and see what the results. So as you can see down here, we have our image, which is right here, and then our h1, which is right here, h2, then our h4, and the paragraph, then the button right here. So let us start by now styling our about page. So let us move to style.css, and right here I'm going to start with .about, and I'm going to give it a width of 100%, and then I'm going to give it a background color of ash. I'm going to use the codes ash 19. Then also I'm going to give it a padding of 100 pixel and 0. So let me save this and refresh our page. So as you can see, we have here our about page right here. So right here we have the h2, then our h5, then the paragraph, and our button right here. So let us start by now designing this image. So our image, that is .about image, and right here I'm going to give it a height of auto, and I'm going to give it a width of 130 pixel. So, and then also I'm going to define, or let me say, our text area. I'm going to style this our about text. So let us move to our style.css, that is .about, then our text. I'm going to give it a width of 500 and say 50 pixel. So let me refresh this, and then so as you can see, our width have reduced to up to this point. So next, what I'm going to do, I'm going now to define, to style this h2 of ours right here. So let us move to this side and style it. So that is .about h2, .about text h2, and our h2, I'm going to give it a color of white, and then I'm going to give also a margin bottom. I'm going to give it as 20 pixel, and the font size I'm going to give it as 60 pixel, and also I guess that is it. So let me refresh our web page. So as you can see, we have here about us. So let us now let us style the h4. So what I want to do, this h4 of us right here, so this is supposed to be end. Right here I'm going to add another function, that is span. so that this in data scientist to be under span, inside span. So I'm going to style our this h4 of ours right here. So that is dot about text. Then I'm going to style the h4. So I'm going to give it a color of a white. Also I'm going to give it a font size of 35 pixels, and I'm going to give let's say margin bottom of 15 pixel. So that is it. Then now we want to style this span, the h4. Our h4 contained as this span, so we want to style it. So that is dot about text. Then we have the h4, then we have span inside the h4. So we are going to give it a color of crimson. So let me refresh this, then we see what's going on. So as you can see, we have this right here, and then we have the span with the crimson in color. So let me continue. So I've realized that I've made a spelling mistake right here. So this is supposed to be O. So now let us move to styling now our P, or let us just style our P, then I will style later. Let us now style dot about text. Then I'm going to style the P, the paragraph part. So I'm going to give it a color of, I'm going to use the code that is CF, then not CF but FC. Then I'm going to give it, next I'm going to give now the font size. I'm going to give it as 18 pixel, and our line height I'm going to give it as 28 pixels, and also I'm going to give letter spacing as 1 pixel, and lastly I'm going to give the margin from bottom to be 15 pixel. So let me save this and refresh our page. So as you can see, we are done now with our h2, h4, and also the paragraph part. So let us now move to styling now our div, which contains this content, that is about content, which is right here. So let us now move to our style.css, and right here I'm going to say dot text dot about, then our content, and right here I'm going to give it a display to be flex, and also I'm going to justify content to be spaced around, and also I'm going to align all the items to be center, and also I'm going to give it a width of 130 pixels, and also I'm going to give it a maximum width of 95%. Then the margin from top and bottom to be 0. Then not just supposed to be margin to be 0 from top and bottom, but left and right to be auto. So let me save this and refresh. So there we have the about us page. We are done with the h2, then the h4 and our text. So let us now move to this designing now our button. And our button, we had given it a class which is right here, the btn class. So let us just type the btn. So right here I'm going to say dot N. So I'm going to start with the background color. Background color, I'm going to give it as crimson. And also the transition, whenever we pause, we hover our mouse again upon it, we are going to have a transition of 0.4 seconds. Then next, what I'm going to do, I'm going to give it a border radius of 30 pixels. Then a border of, I'm going to also give it a border of 2 pixels and solid transparent. And let's see the color I'm going to give it is white. So let me save this and refresh our web page. So as you can see, we have it right here. So I'm also going to give now the padding to make it more cute. So padding, I'm going to give it of 10 pixel and 20 pixel. And also, let me save this. Also, I'm going to give it a cursor pointer. Then that is it for our button. So let me save this and refresh. So as you can see, we have it more visible and cute. So let us now move to, now when we hover our mouse over this, we want to change the background color and also the border color. So let us move to our CSS, and right here is .bt, and then on hover, whenever we hover our mouse against it, we want to have the background color being transparent, and also the border radius, we want it to change. Border radius, not the border radius but the border, we want it to be 2 pixels, and I'm going to give it solid crimson, and the color to be white. And lastly, I'm going to give it the scale to, whenever we hover our mouse against it, we need to transform it, and I'm going to give it the scale of 1.2. So let me save this and refresh our web page. So let us hover our mouse against this. So as you can see, it is ready now to go. So this is about this is all about our about page. So we are done with the home page and also the about page. So let us now move to the services section. So this is where we'll have all the services that we offer as NetPy. And lastly, we have the contact us, whereby you can reach us whether by Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and also email. So let us now to move to the services page. So let us go back to our HTML code. So right here, under now this div, after the section of our about, right here we are going to create now the service section. So that is .service, and right here I'm also going to create another div that is .title, and right here I'm going to give it as an h2, and I'm going to say our services, and after this I'm going also to create another div right here, and this div I'm going to give it a class of box, that is .box, and right here, let me remove this, and right here I'm going to start with the class known as .card. So another division with another class with card, and right here I'm going now to insert our first, let's say h1, our title, that is, let's say h1, and right here I'm going to give first service, so that is let's say web development. Then after here I'm going to give now a paragraph. So let me copy part of this, not all of it but up to somewhere there, Let me copy it and then paste it right here. So after this, I'm going now to create another div right here, and this div it is about the paragraph. Let's say dot paragraph, and right here I'm going to create another class, not class but a button, that is I'm going to create a link with the class, let's say btn triple t n. Let's just give it that. Then I'm going now to write here read more. So let me give this spacing right here, and in this paragraph of ours I'm going to style it style, and I'm going to give it a margin, not a text align. I'm going to give it to be center, and also margin top I'm going to give it is 20 pixel. So let me refresh, save this and refresh. So as you can see, we have right here our service section. So let us now deal with this. So let us start styling this div of ours, that is the service section. So let me start with styling our div, that is dot service. And right here I'm going to start with, I'm going to give it a width of 100%. Then I'm going also to give it a background color, and that is the code of 10 10 10. And also I'm going to give it a padding of 100 pixel and 0. So let me save this and refresh. So as you can see, we have it right here. Then what I'm going to do next, I'm going now to style our box, which is right here, this div box. I'm going to style it. So what I'm going to do next, I'm going to say dot box, and I'm going to give it a display of flex. Then also I'm going to give it a alignment, align items to be center, and also to justify content to be also center, justify content to be center. And also I'm going to give it a minimum height of, let's say, 400 pixel. So that is it for our box. Let me save it and refresh. So as you can see, we have it right here. Next I'm going to style. Next I'm going to style our book card. So we have the division known as card right here. So this right here, I'm going to style now this card. So let me start with dot card, and right here I'm going to start with the height. I'm going to give it a height of 365 pixel, and also I'm going to give it a width of 325 pixel. So let me refresh this. Let me save this and refresh our web page so that you can see what I'm doing. So we have it right here, and also I'm going to give it a padding of 20 pixel and 30 pixel, and also the background color I'm going to give it is #19. And next I'm going to give it a border radius of 20 pixel, and also I'm going to give it a, let's say the alignment text align to be also center. Then position should be relative. So our position, we need it to be relative, and in case of any overflow we need it to be hidden. So let us hide. Then next we are going to give it a margin of 15 pixels. I guess that is it for our card. Let me save this and refresh. So as you can see, we have it right here. Right here we have it. So what I'm going to do next, I'm going to copy paste this card of ours right here. I'm going to copy paste it and paste it several times. So in our web page right here, also I'm going to indicate here the icons. But let me just copy paste this, then we'll indicate the icons later. So let me do this, then copy paste it several times. Control C. I'm going to copy paste it 3 times. So let me save it and refresh. So as you can see, we have it right here. So let us now design this title of ours, which is services right here. So we want it to be at the center, and also we want to change the color and the font size. So so we want to design this title of ours. So this div, so that is dot title, and I'm going to design the h2 which is in it, and I'm going to give it a color of white. And also the title we need it to be at center, that is text align. I'm going to give it as center, and also I'm going to give it a margin from top to be 20 pixels, top and bottom, but left and right I want it to be auto. And also I'm going to give it a font size of 60 pixels. So that is it for our title. So let me refresh this and see the output. So as you can see, we have our services are right here. So next we want to design now this our card title, that is our h2. So that is, we want to design this, that is the h1 which is in our card. So let us move to HTML CSS, that is .card h1, and I'm going to give it a font size of 20 pixels, and also the color to be white. And next I'm going to give it, I want it to be at the center, so text align also to be center. And I guess that is it for our title, our card title. So that is it. So let us now move to our next we want now to design our paragraph, which is right here, this paragraph. So I'm going to say that is .card, then P, and I'm going to give it a color of FC. And next I'm going to give it a line height of 27 pixels, and also let us spacing to be 1 pixel, and margin bottom I'm going to give it as 10 pixels. So let me save this and refresh our web page. So there we have a service section. So let us add the icons right here before the web development or our title card. So let us move to HTML, and right here before the title I'm going to add now the icon, and I'm going to give it a class of first, then dot far, then I'm going to give it as the first one I'm going to give it as bus, then this second one I'm going to give it as dot bell, and the last one, sorry, let me see. So we had another div right here. So right here I'm going to give it as user. You can use different icons. You can just Google font awesome, then you'll meet these type these icons are there. That is dot fast dot far. Then I'm going to give it as a user. Guess I'm not repeat this user. Sorry, I needed to start with I for icon. I dot fast dot far, then user. So let me save this and refresh our web page. So you cannot see them because the color is black, so it is right here. So let us design our icons. That is dot card and I. So the icons I'm going to give it the color to be I mean crimson, sorry, and also the font weight, the font size I'm going to give it as 60 pixel, and also display I'm going to give it as block. Then I guess that is it for now, but also I'm going to add the margin bottom. So we have it there. Don't know why our third icon has not been displayed, so let me see why is the problem. So sorry, I used the div instead of I right here. So correct this on your code. So let me save this and refresh our web page. So we have it there. So let us now give it the margin bottom. So I want it to be from bottom, I want to give it a space of 20 pixel. Margin bottom, that is 20 pixel. So let me save this and refresh it. So there we have the service section, and I've realized that the space right here is not enough. So let us add this height, or we can reduce the font size of our icons to be 30 pixel or 40. Let us give it as 40 pixel. So let us refresh this. I guess now that is somehow better, but also you can add the height of your card. So right here I'm going to give it as 385. So let me save this and refresh our web page. So there we go, we have our service section right here. So we are done with our home page, our about page, and also our service page. So let us now move to our final page, which is the conductors page. So if you have any problem, you can just WhatsApp me. I'm going to leave my number down there in the description box. You can WhatsApp me and then I'll send you the codes. So let us move to the next section, that is contact us. So let us go back to our HTML. So under this div of our services, right here I'm going to create another new div, and this div I'm going to give it a class of conduct. And after giving it a class of conduct, I'm going to create a new div. Let me move this down. I'm going to create another div right here, and this div I'm going to name it .title. So this will contain the title of our conduct. So right here I'm going to give h1, and I'm going to give it as conduct us. So that is it. Next, I'm going to create another div. So this div will contain now the description of the conduct us. So right here I'm going to create another div, that is .conduct, and I'm going to give it this for description. And after this I'm going to create another new div, whereby I need two columns, so the right column and also the left column. So let me start by creating the left column. So that is .conduct, and I'm going to give it L for left. And right here I'm going to start with h1, and this h1 will say conduct us via or via. So let us start by giving out the phone number. So I'm going to say h2, and this h2 I'm going to say phone, and I'm going to give now the icon for phone, that is I dot the class first dot var, then phone. So then I'm going now to give h3 the phone number, so that is +254. That is my WhatsApp number, you can text me, 9171. Next, I'm also going to, I can copy paste this. So I'm going to give out our email. So this h1 should not be included. So let me clear this. So I'm going also to create another, I'm going to change this phone so that I can create an email. So right here I will say email, and right here I'll change the icon from phone to envelope. Get them right. So let me save this and refresh our web page. So as you can see, we have here right here we have the contact us now section. So let us now create the right column. Also you can add also yes Twitter. You can add here Twitter, and also you can add on your another social accounts right here. So let us now create another div, and this div I'm going to give it a class of div dot conduct, but now this will be R for right. And right here I'm going to create a form, and on this form I'm going to give it a title, that is h1, and this h1 I'm going to say send us a message, and I'm going to give out also the inputs. Let's say the first one to be text, then the placeholder I'm going to say enter your name. Then next I'm going to give another input in the type of email, or let us just say text, then placeholder, enter your phone number. So I'm leaving it as text, not number, because some will include the plus sign. So that's why I'm leaving it as text. So enter your phone number. Then also email input, so the type to be email, and the placeholder, enter your email. And lastly, we can also include the person location. So input and then text placeholder. I'm going to include now the location under your location, but this is not necessary, but it's just for teaching purpose. So input, and right here on our input, this type should be submit, and also I'm going to give it a class of btn, class to be btn, and the value sent to be sent. So let me first change this to our email, that is netpy@gmail.com. So let me save this and refresh our web page. So as you can see, we have our form right here, and also we have the description of our conductors page. So let us now design our web page, that is the conductors section. So let us start with now the conduct part, that is .conduct, and I'm going to give a width of 100%. The background color, I'm going to give it #1919, and the padding, I'm going to give it from top and bottom to be 100 pixel and left and right to be 0. So let me save this and then I will refresh my web page. So as you can see, we have it right here, our conductors section. So let us start by designing our title, this title right here, which was under title, then h1. So let me, that is conduct title h1. Then I'm going to give it a color of white, and margin from top and bottom to be 20 pixel, then left and right to be auto. Next, I'm going to give it a font size of 60 pixel, and also I want it to be at center, so text align, I'm going to say center. So that is it. Let me save our web page, then I refresh our web page. So as you can see, we have the conductors title at the center, and also the font size, we have changed it. So let us now move on to the conduct as description. So we are going to now to design or to style this div right here. So let us start by, that is .conduct, then the description part. I'm going to say display to be flex. So next I'm going to say justify content, and then the justify content, now I'm going to say space around, and also align items, I'm going to say center. Line items, I'm going to say center, and lastly I'm going to say, can give it the minimum height to be, let's say 550 pixel. So let me save this and refresh our web page. So as you can see, we have now two columns. So let me remove this height right here, it's not necessary. So let me save this and refresh our web page. So we have these two columns, this first column right here, and this second column which is right on this side. So let us now start by designing this column right here. So the left column, so it was under this div right here, that is conduct, then L. So let us move. to our CSS dot conduct, then L, and I'm going to start by the H1, the title. So the H1, this the H1. So let us start with H1, and I'm going to say to give it a color of white. Font size, I'm going to give it as 25 pixel. Then text align, I'm going to say sender, and I guess that is it. Let me save and refresh our web page. So we have it right here. So let us now move to our H2. This H2 right here, whereby it has the H2 and also we have the icon inside it. So that is dot conduct, then that is our left, then H2. I'm going to give it a color of ash FC. Then the font size, I'm going to give it as 20 pixel. That is it. Let me now dot conduct left H2, then the icon. So I'm going to give it a color of crimson. So let me save this, then refresh our web page. So, and also I'm going to give it a margin top and bottom. So I'm going to say margin top to be 15 pixel, and yeah, I guess that is it. So we have it right here, and also you can give margin bottom to be 15 pixel. So let me save this and refresh our web page. So we have it like this. So let us now move to designing now the H3, that is dot conduct. Dot conduct, then left H3, and I'm going to give it a color of white. And the font size to be 20 pixel. So let me save this and refresh our web page. So we have it. So we are done now with the left column. So let us now move to this right column. So on this right column, we have now the title. We have this title as H1 right here. Then we have the input part. So let us now start by now designing this the H1. So let us move to our style.css, and I'm going to say dot conduct, then right, and I'm going to start by our H1. I'm going to give it a color of white, and next I'm going to give it a font size of 25 pixel. And I'm going to give also margin bottom to be 15 pixel. So let me save this and then refresh our web page. So we have it right here. So let us now move to the input part. that is dot conduct, the right side, then form, then input. This input, I'm going to give it a width of 100%, and also I'm going to give it a border of 20 pixel, and also the display I want it to be block. So let me save this and refresh our web page. So we have it right here, but let me now give the margin bottom so that it can leave some space. Margin bottom to be 20 pixel, and the width, I'm going to remove this first. So let me save this, then refresh our web page. So let me give now the border radius. So this was supposed to be border radius to be 20 pixel. So that is it. Then let me now give the padding so that this content inside here, the input function, can move into the sender. So padding, I'm going to give it out top and right, top and bottom to be 10 pixel, then on left and right to be 20 pixel. So let me save this and refresh. Also let me give the width right here, width to be 100%. So let me save this and refresh. So we have now this conductor section right here. So this is just basically for beginners. You can make this look more good if in future. So that is it for the conductor section. So let us now move to the footer. So we are done with the conduct section. We are done with the about us services and also home page. So we are done with the home page. We are done with the about us. We are done with services and also conductors. So let us now move on to now create the footer. So I'm going to create a very simple footer. So under this div of our conduct section, I'm going to create here footer, and under this footer I'm going to give h1, and this h1 I'm going to say give out the title of our group, that is NetPy, and under here I'm going to give out the phone number and also the email, that is that +254 then 741 47 91 71, and also I'm going to give out the email address, that is netpy@gmail.com, and lastly I'm going to give out now the this one I want it to be under h2. So this one I want it to be under h2. So right here I'm going to give h2. So, and lastly I'm going now to give now the h3, and here I'm going to say it's 2023 all right reserved. And right here I'm going to now to give out now the link created or designed by, I'm going to give out the link, that is a. So I'm going to give NetPy right here. So let me save this and refresh our web page. So we have here, right here, our footer. Right here we have our footer. So let us now design it, or let us style it. That is footer. I'm going to give it a background color of gray, and also I'm going to create a height for it. That height will be 30 VH, and also I'm going to say all the items I want it to be center. So text align, I'm going to say center, and I'm going to give it a padding from top. I'm going to give it a 50, not 50, but let me give 50 pixel. So let me save this and refresh our web page. So we have right here our footer. So let us start by designing this h1, and this h1, that is footer h1. I'm going to give it a font size to be 35 pixel, and also the color I'm going to give it as white, and lastly I'm going to say margin to be 10 pixel and auto. So let me save this and refresh our web page. So we have our title right here. So we have the title right here as netpy. So let us now move to design this h2, which is right here. So it was under footer, then h2, footer h2. So right here I'm going to give it a font size of 20, not 20 pixel, but 18 pixel, and I'm going to give it a color to be white. Let me use this ice blue. Then margin bottom, I'm going to give it as 20 pixel. So let me save this and refresh. So we have it right here. So this is just a simple footer. So let us now move on to design this angle tag, which is right here. So it was under footer, then h3, then the angle tag. So I'm going to give it a color of crimson, and also I'm going to reduce the font size to be 16 pixel. So let me save this and refresh our web page. So we have our web page and it is now complete. So guys, thank you for your time. Kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel so that whenever I upload any new videos, you can be number one to see them. So if you, in case you need this code, you can just contact me on my WhatsApp number, which is down here, right here. I will send you the codes. So let me see you next time.